Okay, hello, good morning. Not feeling like super awesome today. Our daughter has like a small cold, and as a grown-up, you kind of get some of the same bugs, but you don't get like proper sick. You basically just feel like shit. Anyways, I have some ideas on how I want to improve the Firebase thing, Excalidraw. I've done some changes, like the stuff I talked about at the end last time. I actually implemented that, so I'm going to show it to you. But first, we are going to install the latest version of React States, because I published a new version of that yesterday, and I think it might lead to some. Yes, because now the transform is exhaustive, which means that you have to explicitly say what you want to do for everything here. And the reason is that, well, one thing is typing, because now it infers the result of it, but also that you actually consider it. Are you considering what you want to do in all these different states? So let's see, we'll say null here. That's what we typically do for elements in React. Okay. So now we know that, okay, what do we actually do here in these specific states? Cool. And again here, now we are actually sure that we cover all the different states. Like if I were to do this now, it yells at me, oh, there's a state you're not covering here. Well, what do you actually want to do in that case? Because it might be in that state. Anyways, cool. I think that's it for that one. And then, yeah, we have this one. And like if you want to do like a single one, we can just say dashboard context state equals error. We can do like this. Dashboard context error. That's also perfectly fine, right? So if you do have these single ones, you can just do it like that. Cool. Oh, we have one in auth as well. Signing in, we don't want to. Yeah, so this is interesting. Like signing in is an actual, so maybe we do want to show authenticating there as well. So there we go. We just fixed the bug. Cool. I guess that's it. Let's run it now, and then I'll show you what I want to do. Oh. State. Oh, fuck. Did I? Oops. Oopsie. I did. Oh, shit. That's my bad. Let's see. We'll make a quick fix for that. I know what's wrong. I was a little bit quick on. There we go. This should be context. Eek. A good thing I didn't. Oops. npm publish. Good thing I didn't say that I had released it. I was a little bit quick with publishing. It was late last night, and I kind of just wanted to put it out there. Oh, that's just. I know I shouldn't do that, but I don't know. I don't know why. Why can't I just wait until the morning? I think I have this desperate need to get closure on projects. Wow, it's still not working. Oh, maybe it's probably not quite ready yet. React state, yeah. It takes a few seconds for it to. There we go. For it to actually be available. Yeah, because I was actually only missing or insufficient permissions. Okay. What the hell happened here? Why are these rules reverted? Oh. Oh, I see. Users. Oh, that's interesting. Is there like a, yeah, search marker? Firebase security rules. Let's try that. I can run it. Yeah, so the thing is, like, when I publish, I override the rules. This is nice. Okay, so this should be false, and then match users, user ID, Excalidraws. Well, I guess I can just do this. Allow read write if request auth is it request? Yeah, UID equals user ID. So we're basically just saying if you are the user logged in, trying to write or read from this path, then it's all good. So let's publish this. How do I do this? npm run. What did I call it? Did I call it deploy? Yeah, because this actually deploys the Firebase rules as well. Let's see if this works. Yeah, by the way, what I had to do to make the thing work, I had to bring in the whole source code for Excalidraw, but I'm using a certain piece of it. Oh. I think I had an issue with that. Oh, missing. I think it was the parentheses that gave this weird error. Anyways, so I wanted to like show a preview of the Excalidraw. What the fuck? Oh, god damn it. Why isn't this like false? Okay, let's do this instead. Okay, let's do that instead. Yes, but the preview, I made it work, but it was actually a preview of the actual canvas, meaning that if you had zoomed or whatever, it would actually be a preview of exactly what you saw. But I wanted it to be a preview of the whole thing. And to be able to do that, there's no exposed API for that. So I just brought in the whole Excalidraw source, and then I import the functions I need for doing that. And that's perfectly fine for me. No worries. And then I made this little, let's try, running it again. Let's try running it again. me create a new one. There we go. So you see I have this button up here. So if I like do some changes here, you see it spinning. And then I have like copy to clipboard. By the way, this is coming from Excalidraw. Copy to clipboard. I can now go to, like I can go wherever I want really. I can go to like a GitHub issue if I want to do that. What the hell? I've been signed out of everything. I don't understand this. Anyways, so I can go in here, I can like create an issue, new issue, and I can just paste it. And there we have it. And it's like a perfect representation of the actual thing, right? That's what we want. So that, what that allows us to do is enable this for like any solution. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to also store a preview image inside Firebase. So basically we're going to have, I can delete this one. This is not in use anymore. So inside here, we're also going to have Excalidraw previews. So every time it syncs an image, it's going to send like a preview, but it's going to send that to a different collection. So when you're on the dashboard, we can just go through all the keys of your Excalidraws, like the IDs, and then we'll check, do you have a preview of this one? Do you have a preview of this one? And that will be your navigation. We don't need a title. It's much better to just show the thing, right? So let's see. The way we're going to do that is, so that's the one thing we're going to do. The next thing is how are we going to be able to share write access? And that means we need to change our rules a little bit. So it's not only this one that's allowed to read and write, it's also, so we kind of need access to like the document itself, which means that I think we can like look into the document and then we can look and see. So we're basically going to store, we're going to have a field here that's like invites or whatever, and that's going to hold the UIDs of other users. And then the question becomes, how do you find the UID of other users? And that gets more tricky because Firebase doesn't really have a way to search for users. So I'm thinking that for now, I'm not going to add I'm going to add the functionality, but I'm not going to add a UI for it. I'm just going to update it directly in the database to kind of test it out, like see how it actually works. And then I'll have to figure out how to do search for users. Maybe the best way is to allow the user to like copy their UID and just give that to the user and they kind of paste that in, for example. I don't know. Let's see. Let's first implement this thing, and then we need blob to base 64. So we need to create a utility for changing, because we already have a blob. The blob is coming from Excalidraw. So we're getting a blob here. Const, and then we need to return a new promise. And we just need to resolve this, and we're going to resolve it as a string. Reader on our reject enable to to convert to base 64. I guess we can do like this, new error. Cool. And this can just happen in the background. We're not too concerned about that. So when we are syncing, and now we have like an image here, this is the blob. And now we are doing a sync success. And we don't really care about this image that much. It doesn't matter if it fails, because then the next time you change something, it will update. So it might like be an old version of the image in worst case, but I don't think we should like block anything if that image upload fails. So the idea is that really it's just a side effect of syncing. So basically we're going to say that the sync is success, and then after this we're not going to catch any sync error. We're just going to continue doing stuff. And I think, like, does it understand that we get an image here? No. Oh, yeah, we have to return the image. Yeah. So like we might get an error here. So we actually have to, this is good. We actually have to change because the sync might fail, and then we certainly don't want to upload the image either. So if we have the image, we want to again go to our Firebase Firestore. But we're not going to the Excalidraws collection. We're going to, come on. We're going to do Excalidraw Previews collection. Excalidraw Previews. Oh, there. There we go. And we're going to use the ID of the thing we're on. And then we're basically just going to, is there a set? A partial of a document. So we just want to set, we can call it source. Yeah, of course, first we need to convert the image. Okay, let's see here now. So we're going to return blob to base 64. Oh yeah, if if image, let's see, we're going to blob the thing, and then this will be the source. There should be a string, a null. Okay, let's. Source is a string, and then we're just going to, yeah, we don't have to do if image here anymore. And the reason I'm writing it like this is that I don't really care if this fails. We're just going to write it. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Let's refresh this thing. And it did a sync, and now which one is this? Oh, I just have one. Okay, let's try changing this. Let's do something like this. Changed it. Did it do something? Is this me? Maybe this isn't me. Oh, there we go. Excalidraw Previews. And there we have the data. Cool. So that's working. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move back to the dashboard, and we're going to throw a bunch of new states there. We're going to actually load the previews, and then like show them, and then you can click it and then it moves to that preview. Cool. So a state here would be loading previews. So I guess that's the initial state now. We're instantly going to go into loading previews. And then we're going to move into previews. Well, I guess yeah, previews loaded. Cool. And the question is, how are we going to like do this? Because I think we're just going to yeah, we also want like a date. So when we sync, let's see, app state, we also want to have a date on this. Timestamp. How do we get Firebase server? Oh, it's called like Firestore. Like server timestamp? No. Time. Set timestamp. Firebase database, but this is there we go. Cool. So we're going to add a server timestamp there so that we can actually sort them. And here we are actually going to, I think we're just going to render components, and each component is responsible for actually grabbing the image from Firebase, I think. And the reason is you basically just want to go and grab the keys. So we're going to grab all the keys, and we're going to grab them in like chronological order of when, well, we shouldn't call it like timestamp, but updated last. That's a nice name. Change time or something. I don't know. No, updated last. So we're going to grab the keys by sorting on that field. So we'll get them in a chronological order, so you always see the one you last changed. And then we're going to like maybe grab the first 10 or something and show those. And then you would have to like click to show more of them. But I'm not sure. Yeah, because I think those should be like their own components with their own state machine. Then let's see, previous loaded. This is where you can actually create an Excalidraw. Loading previews. Yeah, let's do that. So first, let's just load the previews. And I think we're going to say how many are we going to show? We're going to show yeah, so we have Excalidraw IDs, and this is just going to be a string array, and it's already chronological. And then we're going to say show count, and we'll start with like 10, for example, and then you'll be able to change that show count. Yes. Cool. So there we go. We have Excalidraw IDs. So what we need here, we need an action that allows us to loading previews success, and this is going to give us Excalidraw IDs, the string array, and like this might fail as well, so we can have error, and this is going to, well, give us an error, but we don't really I'm not sure if we actually on the error we can also create Excalidraw. Okay, so we'll just move to an error, but that allows us to still create an Excalidraw, which is cool. Yes, and then yes, now we have those actions, and what we need to do now, we need to implement the effect for this. So when we are loading previews, the thing we want to do, wow, I'm really starting to get comfortable with this way of thinking. Like, you think about this as a quite simple application, but you saw what we did in the last stream. I was coding for half an hour, changing and just reasoning about a very complex asynchronous flow of like making it dirty, then it should sync, then it should do this thing, and then this thing, and it actually worked. After that, just refreshing, I just the only thing I did wrong was that I had like elements inside the button element, which is UI related. But yeah, that was a really good experience. So yeah, I really like this way of thinking about these complexities. Anyways, so let's okay, so we're going to load the preview. So we need to go and grab the Excalidraw's collection, but we are going to actually, how do we do that? Firestore get keys of collection. Get the document start right here. Yeah, but I don't want to call data. I don't want to transfer all the data. I just want the keys. Querying and filtering data. Doesn't this work? I don't want to transfer the actual data of the Excalidraw. That's the thing. But I don't want to load the previews because I might not have a preview, even though, yeah, and even there, I don't want to load all the data. Can I just get the keys? God damn it. Order by last. Oh, did I call it updated last? Last updated. That's what I want. What if I do get here? What do I get then? Options. Source? What the hell is this? Get from server or cache. Oh. But this probably gives me the whole thing, right? Or maybe not. Collection. Maybe this actually does give me the collection. Yes, here we go. Yeah, this is what I want. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to dashboard dispatch and then type loading preview success, and then the Excalidraw IDs should be like collection docs reduce, I guess, or map, I mean, doc. Yeah, but is this async? Okay, we'll need to check this because I don't want to download all the stuff. And then if something bad happens here, we want to dashboard dispatch loading previous error, and error is error.message. Okay. So now we're getting loading previews, and we actually have to deal with this. Loading preview success, and that moves us. Here we get the Excalidraw IDs. The new state is previews loaded, and it requires us to put the Excalidraw IDs there. Yeah, and we also, oh, sorry, this is a number. And the show count is 10. Cool, and then if we have loading previous error, we get an error here. And we're going to move to the error state with that error. What the hell? With that error. Cool. Okay, this is nice. Let's see. Let's see what happens now. Network. Oh. Didn't it do anything? Isn't that a little bit weird? Is this the key? Wow, they changed channel. They're doing things differently now. I think this is the ID of the thing, isn't it? Maybe not. Okay, anyways, let's see if we actually get some. No, we're not getting any IDs. Okay. Why are we not getting any? Is it because? Why aren't I getting any? Why am I not getting anything? understand this. What if I don't order by last update then? Just go and grab all of them. Oh, okay. It's because I don't have the... Oh. Okay. Okay, cool. So if I were to... Okay, so I might not have... Okay, let's see. So again, here we actually have to last updated. When we create it, we need to... When we create a new one, and we'll go back, and then we should have one here. And we do. Okay, cool. Nice. So like if there's, yeah, like it's still like proof of concept. So there are some Excalidraws here that won't show up, but you can like still access them and like update them, and then they'll pop up. Anyways, so what we're going to do is actually start to show these now. So we'll do like create new Excalidraw there. If there's an error, we're going to show that error. So I think we're actually going to do something a little bit differently now. Let's see. We have the dashboard, and I think we want to transform the states here. So we have creating Excalidraw. What do we want to do in each of these states? Wow, I really like this, that we're forced to actually do something in every single state, so we do not forget any of the complexities here. So we can say, okay, so we're loading the previews, and here we can just say loading previews, and then we have previews loaded, and this is where we basically want to you to be able to like create an Excalidraw. This is something we only want on the error. So we could do like, well, I guess we don't really want, we can do this. But we want to use this button again. So what we can do is we can just do something like this. Create Excalidraw. Like that. Okay, so on Excalidraw created, we don't really want to do anything, but here we could do like creating Excalidraw, something like that. Or we can say like redirecting. I don't know why I'm putting ellipses in front and behind, but that's the way it looks now. Cool. I really like this. Like I wouldn't have thought about all of these states if they weren't so explicit, and it ties into the user experience as well. And now we have an error up here instead. So we only show the error when we're actually in an error, and we still allow you to create an Excalidraw. The question now is, well, this doesn't have to create Excalidraw. It doesn't have to be like a function, like a component. That's just silly. And now the question is, how do we display the previews? So I guess we want to show the previews in two different states here. We want to show it yeah, so what do we want to do when there's an error? Because there's two different kinds of errors here. We have an error when we try to create an Excalidraw, or we have an error when we try to load the previews. Those are two different things. Let's remove this got collection thing. So we should really... So what we could do is we could have like a proper error, like it completely failed. And then when we have previews loaded, we can rather have an error state there. So for example, if creating Excalidraw errors, it moves back to previews loaded. Yeah, but we check if there's an error there. This is interesting. So yeah, so if we aren't able to load the... Yeah, we need to be more explicit about this, I think. So we have previews error. And then we also have another state called create Excalidraw error. Oh, what the hell happened now? Did I... Loading previews? Yeah, loading previous error. Oh, of course, this doesn't exist anymore. So this is going to move us into previous error. So when in both of these cases, we do want you to be able to create a new Excalidraw. Let's put this in the end there. And then when we get a create Excalidraw error, we're just going to move back to previews. No, sorry, we're going to move to create Excalidraw error. So we are super explicit about the actual errors here. But in both situations, you should be able to create a new Excalidraw. That's the point. So if we look down here now, this isn't valid anymore. So this would be the previous error. And this would be the create Excalidraw error. So in both cases, like this is the thing, like if we have a previous error, we're not able to show the previews, but we want to be able to create an Excalidraw. But we have an create Excalidraw error. We still have the previews. Yeah, so here we actually still have, oh yeah, this is creating, oh god damn it. So when we are creating an Excalidraw, we need to move these things beyond so that we can move them to the final state, which means that, oh, previous loaded. Okay, let's see. We're just moving them along to the next state, and then when we have previous error, we also need the, oh, when we have a previous error. Yeah, this is interesting, because when we have a previous error, it means that we don't have the previous. So I guess like we just move, this is interesting. So just say like 0, and then we'll just give an empty array here. The point is, like, we want you to be able to continue using the solution, even though we had an error loading the previous, and it will actually show that it had an error. And then, but we don't have any IDs there, so we just make them empty and then create Excalidraw error. This one does actually have the Excalidraw IDs and the show count. Cool. Okay, so now we have actually modeled this correctly, I think. So the only thing that's missing now is we actually need to show the list. And we're, as I said, we're going to create a new component for this. I think we have time for that. Okay, but first let's, how are we going to do this? So I think we're just going to have previews, and we're just going to check. So if the dashboard state, sorry, context state equals well, previous loaded, we have them there. Or if we have, at what states do we actually have them? We have them when we have a create error, when we're creating an Excalidraw, but we don't really care about them there. So it's previous loaded and create Excalidraw error. That's when we actually want to show. That's when we actually want to show it. So we'll say when we have a previous error, we're not going to show them. When we have create Excalidraw error, we want to show the previews. And when the previews are loaded, we also want to show them. And the way we do that is we create a list, and we are going to say dashboard context Excalidraw's map ID. We're going to map that to Excalidraw preview component. We just give it the ID, and that component will be responsible for actually grabbing the preview and showing it. I think we'll be able to get this done actually. We just have to implement that thing now, and we should be good to go. Let's go and let's see. So we'll create Excalidraw preview, import as React from React, export cons, blah, blah, blah. This should take an ID. That's a string. We're also going to use, this is doing asynchronous stuff, so we're going to use React states for this as well. And basically what we want to return, well, first let's define it. So we have, let's call it preview. We need to give it like a context where the state is loading preview, preview loaded, and then loading error. Those are the contexts. And then we have the different actions, and those actions are really loading preview success, where we get the source, which is a string, or it will be a loading preview error, where we have some kind of error, which is a string. So we're going to use states with the context, the action, and then let's define this thing. Loading preview, preview loaded, and preview error. And the initial state is loading preview. So when we use our use effect now, passing in preview, we can say preview.exec, and we are going to react to loading the preview. It needs to deal with that. And then we can return an li of something. I guess we can just immediately, preview transform. So we need to deal with loading preview, loading error, and preview loaded. Cool. This is basically what we need. So let's go and grab Firebase here again. Do we have like Firebase? Something like that. So we can say, okay, when we're loading the preview, we're going to say Firebase, Firestore, collection, users collection, doc would be, oh, this is interesting because we actually need the user here. So we can just go and grab that user off. Use authenticated auth. So here we have the user UID. And then we have a collection here called, what's it called? Excalidraw Previews collection. And we're going to get the document, which is the ID. We're just going to grab that, and then we are going to say data. Well, yeah, I guess we should check if the document, if doc exists, else we can say preview dispatch loading preview error. Error is preview does not exist. And if it's a success, preview dispatch type would be loading preview success, and the source here would be doc data source. Cool. And then if something weird happens, we just get an error here, and we're going to dispatch loading preview error, but we just give the error message like that. Cool. So loading preview, this is where we allow the success, and it has a source. So that means when the preview loaded should have the source. So we'll change the state to preview loaded, and we'll give it the source. And then if there's an error, we get the error here, we're going to move into the error state with the error. Like that. And I don't think we're actually going to like allow anything here. Like we could allow like clicking it to try to grab it again, but we don't need to do that, I think. Okay, so now we can say loading. When it's loaded, we actually have the source here, so we should be able to just say image source. And if there's an error, we actually get the error here, and then we're actually going to show that error like with style color tomato. Cool. I wonder what happens now. There's a dot there at least. Yeah, because there isn't any image, like it's completely white. So it's supposed to be like that. Let's put some CSS on this. So I think it's safe to just do like, so we have our UL lists style type, like none, display flex, margin, 1 rem, and then we have like yeah, let's put like equal something like that. Maybe we could say like ULI border color, border 1 pixel solid black, for example. Yeah, and we can make them a little bit bigger. So it should at least be, can I like put a certain width and height on this? Okay, cool. But then we have like the image there. How are we going to do that? Should we, maybe we should just put it as a background, because then we can like stretch it and stuff. Yeah, let's do that. So instead of using image here, yeah, let's rather do this. So we're going to do li loading. Like that. And this is also going to be li, but we're going to say style background image, like that. And then we can, yeah, we can just say li here again, style color. Cool. And then we should be able to say background size, cover or something, background position, center, something like that. Let's see. Oh, that looked a little bit silly. Font size, let's make them bigger. So 100, 100. And this can also be display flex, align items, center, justify content, center, something like that. Yeah. Anyways, so it's a little bit jumpy, but I don't care about that right now. What was my first meeting? Oh, I didn't have a first meeting. Let's see. I just got a message from a colleague. I'm trying to not use my Slack during the stream because it's like I don't have anything to hide, but it's oh, okay, cool. Yes. Oops. So let's see. We got that running, so we should be able to like, yeah. So let's make it clickable now. Yeah, this is nice. So now we can also use our router or navigation. Use navigation, and then we can say, well, when do we want to allow on click? Is it when we're showing it? Maybe on click. Navigate to auth constant user ID and the ID of UID, and then the ID of the Excalidraw. Cool. So if I click this now, and here we are. And if I were to update this now with a beautiful red color, it's synced, and I go back. Oh, maybe let's try again. No. Oh, let's see. How do I, okay, let's see what actually happens here. So I have something there, right? Let's see if it actually updated the Excalidraw previews. So which one is this? Last update, which one was it? The one called QOL. Cool, so let's edit this. Base 64 show online. Generate. Okay, so it's there. But for some, just 2 seconds. Hello? Mm? Okay. Okay. Ja. Her kommer med en gang. Hi. Okay, just have to help my girlfriend with some baby stuff. I'll be right back because I really want to see this working. So just give me a few seconds. Oh my god. Let's see. And I remember what I did wrong. We have to put URL. There we have it. Let's see. Is it possible to give some padding to the background image? Well, I guess that's on the Excalidraw side of things. Oh my god. Okay, but this is nice. It's working. Let's put a cursor on it. Cursor, well, that should really only be there when you can actually click it. Okay, cool. There we go. I guess it would be nice with a button to get back to the dashboard. But at least it's working. Let's see, let's try to create another one. Huh, cool. I guess we can have some distance between them. Then I put a margin. Oh, that was on the UL. Oh, now I see. This is where I wanted to do it. There we go. Nice. And I guess we can like show the last updated date. Oh, that kind of sucks. The thing is, we can't grab we can't grab the date without grabbing all the elements. That's the thing. Yeah. Anyways, this is a really good iteration. Cool. And as you can see, if I go in here now and I create something like more complex, boop, like this, sync, copy to clipboard, go back. Oh, shouldn't the order be order by ascending, descending? There we go. Nice. Yeah, maybe we don't even need that border there. It didn't look. Radius. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of. Is it because I'm using cover? Contain. Background. Repeat, none. Isn't it background repeat? Background repeat none. No. Isn't it? What the hell? No repeat. Oh my god. You gotta love CSS, right? There we go. This looks a little bit better. I guess we do need some kind of separation though. Okay, so border 1 pixel solid black. Okay, but this is way nicer. Let's do like EA. Well, yeah, whatever. Let's do this for now. And let's deploy it. Oh yeah. Previews. Git push, npm run deploy. Nice. This is awesome. Yeah, and I guess tomorrow we can do the adding the array of other user IDs, so they also can read and write the same thing. Well, the question is, how do they get that up on their preview, like their dashboard? Yeah, I think we need like a collection of, yeah, we need some more data around this. Yep, we do. I think maybe we need like a Firebase function for this actually to do it properly. Well, whatever. Okay, great. That's it for the live stream. Bye for now.